I'm back with a little bit of a video. I promised that I was going to be on more often and posting more often, and you know, I'm having a little bit of a hard time, but yes. So here is a little short video about posture and alignment that I wanted to share with everybody, because it is just something that I've learned in the past 2 years, and that helped me tremendously controlling my, postpartum syndrome. So those of you who don't know me, I suffered a prolapse after baby number 10, so I was devastated and had to find other ways of, correcting that, or just going into mechanics of how your body works. And I stumbled upon this alignment thing that has been a game changer, like literally, okay? So I'm just going to give you real quick, and I will put a link in the description box. So first of all, subscribe if you like it, share if you like it, and then look into the description box, and I have a course about breathing and core connection, and you can check that out in the link below. So that's just real quick advertisement. Anyways, so real quick, so what I have found when it comes to posture is that we are all different, right? Our body structure, our bone structure is all different, so there's no one size fits all. So that's what I think. Anyways, it's just 2 pointers that are true for everybody, okay? No matter your size or your structure or whatever. 2 things that are always true for everybody when it comes to alignment. First of all, you want to have a neutral pelvis, okay? So you can check that. You put your hands like here, fingertips on your pubic bone, palms of your hands up here, right there, by your hip bone, right? Like in a triangle like this, okay? Now, I'm going to turn around so you can see. I'm coming a little closer so you can see now. Neutral pelvis would be this, when your hands are just level. You see what I mean by level? Okay, your hands are level. Now, when I go into an anterior pelvic tilt, meaning I stick my butt out, look, watch what happens to my fingertips and to my hands. So this is exaggerated, okay? But even if it's just a little bit like this, that might look kind of normal, like nothing is wrong, but look at what happened to my fingers. My fingertips are now behind the palms of my hands, you see? And this is an anterior pelvic tilt. When you stick your butt out, it can put a lot of stress on your lower back, right? So now we have the opposite. Yes, we do. Something I tended to do actually, which is a posterior pelvic tilt. A lot of women postpartum go into this kind of pelvic position, because this pelvic position tends to make you feel like give you a little more stability. Like imagine you just given birth, or maybe you given birth 6 years ago, 10 years ago, and you still haven't recovered and gained your strength back. That's very well possible and very common, right? So let's say you haven't gained your strength back, or you're just doing it out of habit now because you never got out of this habit postpartum. But postpartum is totally normal, that kind of the muscles around here, you feel weak, right? You feel like it's all gone, they've been stretched out to the max, so they are not functioning. So that is just normal, that's a given, right? So many women postpartum go into this posterior pelvic tilt because you can kind of see how this kind of gives you more stability, okay, or makes it feel like you have more stability. If your inner core is weak and gone, then your glutes are such a mighty muscle, okay? If you just clench them a little bit, it will give you the stability needed not to just flat down. So it does make sense that postpartum, this is a very common posture, but it's a pitfall too, because you do that, your inner core muscles are not going to work to keep you in your posture, and then they will get weaker and weaker and weaker, and all kinds of problems can occur. So it's very important to get that inner core strength back, and one way to do that is by alignment, right? So that is what I'm saying. So we had this posterior pelvic tilt, where your fingertips go back behind the palm of your hands, and then you have the posterior tilt. Look what happens to my hands. My fingertips now are in front of the palms of my hands. So what you want to do is you want to find neutral, okay? Find neutral where your hands are in a, well, as you see here, neutral position. Point number 2 is you want to find your hip bones, you want to find your ribs, like right here where the ribs kind of go down. This wants to be aligned, okay, at all times. Meaning that if you are hunched over person, do you see how the space just got less from here? And I crunch it down, it gets less. It might still be on top of each other, but there's no space, okay? So you don't want that. You want to keep that space at all times, right? But let's say you're hunched over and then you just stick your chest out, you know, to kind of, and pull your shoulders back, kind of back together. If you do that, you see what happens. Actually, my hand right here, my alignment is off, right? You see that? Because it's not stacked on top of each other. So you want to keep your pelvis neutral and keep those 2 points stacked on top of each other, while at the same time keeping that space, okay? So if you experiment with that, then you will always of a sudden feel a slight tension almost on the inside, like something, it feels like it's pulling up. It never feels heavy, it just feels like a slight tension that is pulling up towards your heart. And if you feel that, and when your 2 points here align and your pelvis is neutral, that is perfect. That means that now you are working your inner core with every step you take, every breath you take, okay? And that's the alignment you want to look for, and it will help you tremendously with all the other symptoms and pains, you know, all these chronic things, little things that we moms have postpartum, that we oftentimes we just accept it, like, oh, I'm a mom, that's just part of mom life. No, it's not. It's very common. Okay, it's very, very common, so you're not alone, but that does not mean that it has to be like that. So just work on these little things. That's why I created this channel, to give you little pointers, okay, and just make you aware of how little easy things and adjustments often have a huge effect on how we feel and the rest of our body. So stay tuned, okay, and yes, go into the description box, check out my course. Also, there's contact details there, when, you know, for feedback, questions, suggestions, or whatever it is that's on your heart, on your mind. You can just contact me, throw it all on me. That's what I'm here for. So for now, goodbye, ladies, and I will see you